welcome to class 3 video. Here we go. So I spoke about this a little bit the last time, and I just want to make it clear so I have it written out here. This is how you will be assessed, how you'll be graded for this course. You'll be able to go into your course and go into grade book, and you'll be able to see that. So throughout the semester, we will have 10 quizzes, and that will be worth 30% of your grade. There'll be 3 major tests, and that will be 50% of your grade. And this year, because of COVID, the quizzes will be in your booklet or they will be online. So I'm trusting in your honesty. I have faith in all of you. These 3 tests will be face-to-face during that class time is when we'll administer those tests. And there'll be 5 class assignments throughout the semester worth 20%. But here's the important part. All classwork must be completed before assessments. So what that means is in your folders every week, where it says, or online, where it says to be handed in, that is considered classwork, okay? So you need to complete that. That's where you work at things, you make your mistakes. When I hand it back to you, you can come to us and say, what did I do wrong here? That's what those sheets are for. But I'm not letting anyone move on to a quiz or a test till that classwork is completed. So that's why when it says in your folder to be handed in, it's gotta be handed in. Okay, so in class 3, we have a class warm-up, and I'm just gonna go through a couple of the questions. We're still working in fractions, and I see a lot of improvements in all the groups, so it's a good thing. So number 1 in your class warm-up is 6 1/2 plus 3 3/16. First step, we gotta make them improper. 2 times 6 plus 1. That's where I'm getting that 13/2. That denominator stays the same. The next one, 3 3/16. 16 times 3 plus 3. And you would get 51/16. First step, when we take those mixed numbers, we make them improper. Second step is the common denominator, a number that both denominators divide into. And as I've been saying, usually it's the highest number. And guess what? 16 works here. So we set it up, 16 and 16, common denominator, right? 2 goes into 16 8 times, 13 times 8, that's where that 104 is coming from. 16 goes into 16 once, 51 times 1, that's where the 51 is coming from, right? So now we're ready to add. We just add straight across, 155/16, the denominator stays the same, and this is where your magic ABC button comes in, 155, ABC 16. So get 9 and 11/16. Okay, so when we add fractions, right, if we have a mixed number, we're gonna make it improper. We're going to find that common denominator, and then we're away. Same thing, this is number 3 in the class warm-up. 16 1/8 minus 2 3/4. Again, we're going to set up the same way. Make this mixed number improper. 8 times 16 plus 1. We get 129. That 8 stays the same. 4 times 2 plus 3. We get 11/4. So we made mixed numbers into improper fractions. Next step is that common denominator. So we have an 8 and a 4. Guess what? Highest number works again, right? We're going to use 8 as our common denominator. 8 goes into 8 once. 129 times 1 is where we get that number there. 4 goes into 8 twice. 11 times 2 is 22. This time though, we're subtracting. So we're going to subtract those numerators, and we end up with 107/8. So 107, ABC 8, it equals 13 3/8. Okay? Addition, subtraction. We're getting it. Okay, this next one is question number 6 in the warm-up. And it's a word problem. And someone had a really good question the other day. How do I know if it's division? And usually, when you have a division problem, you're comparing 2 different things. So in this one, we're comparing hours and days. So we know we're going to need to divide. So it's estimated that a job will take 93 3/4 hours to complete. The job must be finished in 12 1/2 days. How many hours a day must you work? And answer in fraction. So division, we set it up, 93 3/4 divided by 12 1/2. First step, mix numbers into improper. 4 times 93 plus 3, that's where I'm getting that number there, over 4. 12 1/2, 12 times 2 plus 1 is 25/2. Have to remember when we divide, right, we flip this second one over, we we make it 2/5. When we do that, it sets up as multiplication. Boom, boom, we're ready to multiply straight across. And then at the end, 750, ABC 100, you get 7.5, okay? This is important here. If you ever get into a multiple choice test, and 7.5 is an answer to choose from, guess what's the right answer? Because it asks you to answer it in fraction. So as we go here, I have to get you used to reading questions and finding out what the question is really asking, okay? So in class 3, we have this warm up. I think there's 7 questions. You have a class 3 fraction sheet, and then you have your first quiz. Yay, I know everyone's happy about that. So here's how the quizzes work. Again, they will be in your folders. I'm trusting that you'll do your own work on them. But the thing about quizzes is, on your assessments, that's not the time to ask for help. When you need help, you're asking in your warm-up questions or your class sheets, because when you get to your assessments, I expect you to be able to do the questions on your own. So this is the first quiz here. I'm hoping everybody does well, and I'm hoping to see you all in class this week. Thanks.